You know what? This is just ridiculous. You know, when Santa comes down the chimney, what does he get? He gets milk and cookies. What do I get? Do you ever give the Easter Bunny anything? Where's my treat? You know, I bring you eggs. I bring you all that candy. What do I get? You leave me carrots? No. You leave me cookies? Anything? No. Well, at least I got some appetizers here that are delicious. Thank you, somebody, Heidi, for listening for once. Bye. For this appetizer, we are going to make some eggs, and not just any eggs. They're going to be pork meatballs in the shapes of eggs using filo dough with a little nest made from a homemade savory funnel cake. When you think of a typical Easter dinner, the first thing that comes to your mind is ham. So we're going to make a ham, well, sort of, a ham dish. We're going to make pork meatballs, but these are not going to be just any pork meatballs. But first, we got to start with our pork. So we have about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of pork. This is 1.5. We have, that we're going to add to that, 1 egg, a tablespoon of honey, a tablespoon of spicy ground brown mustard, and 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, lots of mustard flavors, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic that we are going to mush around in here. So I'm going to get my hands dirty, so you might want to look away. This is going to be pretty gross. Now, if your mixture turns out a little bit wet, which it may if you're adding in the mustard and everything, you can add a couple teaspoons of breadcrumbs to the mix, which is what I'm going to do right here. Our next step is to form our pork into meatballs. But these aren't going to be regular meatballs. They're actually going to be shaped like eggs. Little adorable Easter eggs. So think about a medium meatball shape, and then kind of think about a little bit more eggular. You know, I am hopping mad. I think I'm going to go on strike. I wonder if Santa needs any new elves. The next step for our pork meatballs is going to be a filo dough coating. So I bought a 16-ounce package of filo dough that you can find in your freezer section at your grocery store. Make sure you do thaw it overnight or else it'll just break apart. So I have our filo dough, and I also have 2 sticks of melted butter. Now if you need more, you can go to 3 or 4 sticks depending on how many eggs you're making. And so I colored these with some food coloring. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear off maybe half a sheet of this filo dough, and we're going to wrap our egg meatball in our filo dough. And then what you're going to want to do is kind of get it down in there and dip it in our buttery substance here. And you're going to want to do a couple of coats of this. This can get a little bit messy. Squeeze off some of the extra butter. And just make sure that you just keep rolling it and forming it into the shape that you want. So, got our next layer going. So this should be a little bit cleaner, neater looking layer of filo. And yes, it's going to be a little messy. Your hands are going to get kind of food coloring on them. But trust me, it's going to be delicious and worth it. Now there's a couple of different ways to cook these. So I actually have this cool thing which is for cake pops. So if you want to make sure you don't get a flat egg, you can actually set that upright in your cake pop pan if you have one. And that's going to look really good. Or of course you can use the pan method. So I'm going to make a bunch of these and then show you what they're all going to look like afterwards. So I've wrapped my eggs with filo dough, and I did about 1 to 1.5 sheets of filo dough per egg. And I did a bunch of different colors. I'm doing some that are going to be flat eggs like that, and then some with the cool cake pop pan, which I think these are going to turn out fantastic. But notice that I did not use green because we're going to make some Easter grass next to put our eggs with. For this Easter party, I'm going to tell you some awesome party game ideas that is going to be perfect for an adult Easter party. The first idea is to have your very own Easter egg hunt, except with a little twist. It's Easter eggs that are the plastic kinds, and with each egg, you're going to have a little slip of paper inside that says something for that person to do. Something crazy, like jump up and down and cluck like a chicken. And one of those is going to be a prize one. Whoever gets the prize-winning egg gets a special prize. The others get to have a little fun anyway. Another idea is to have your guests come with their favorite Easter bonnet. A DIY, do-it-yourself, fun, crazy, out-of-control Easter hat. Because you know, Easter bonnets are one of the things that we love about Easter, especially going to church on Easter Sunday, seeing all those older ladies with their crazy hats. Super fun, super cute. To go with our ham eggs, we are going to basically make a cool little Easter grass out of a funnel cake. So this funnel cake is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be savory instead of sweet. So basically you just use a basic funnel cake recipe you can find online or in cookbooks. So we start with our wet ingredients, which are 1.5 cups of milk and 2 eggs. Our dry ingredients are 2 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And we're going to throw that in there together and mix it up. And then the next thing we're going to do to our funnel cake is we're going to add 1/2 cup of asiago cheese, yum-o, and a tablespoon of chopped fresh rosemary, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, which is also going to go in our mix. So we're going to mix this up. It's going to already get some green to it because of the rosemary, which is going to look pretty awesome. And then to add to this, we're going to have green Easter grass. This is going to be perfect. So we're just going to add a little bit of our green food coloring to this. And it's going to come out this beautiful pastel green, just like the Easter grass you buy in the stores for Easter, for your Easter baskets. So now that we have this mixed and looking fabulous, I actually have a special device we're going to use to pour, and it's just one of those mustard or ketchup bottles, and I cut the tip so it's a little bit wider on this one. We're going to pour it in there and then pour it into our boiling oil. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. I put our batter into our little mustard bottle and it's ready to go. You could also use a specialty funnel cake dispenser too. They sell those, but I think this works better for what we're going to do. So we've got our oil heated up here. Make sure it's nice and hot. And we're going to try to do a little circular motion. You want to do a little circular basket motion. And you want to get a nice golden brown color on your baskets here. Looking fabulous. Our fabulous little eggs came out of the oven. We cooked them from about 30 to 35 minutes to 40 minutes. You just want to get a nice crust around it and make sure that they're cooked all the way through. I also drained them because they are pretty greasy. This is, I'm not going to lie, this is not healthy at all. This is not a healthy appetizer, but it's delicious. So now we're going to plate them up. So here are our fabulous, adorable little funnel cake nests, our little Easter grass. And so you want to take the side that was the down side in our cake pop maker and stick it up like that so you get that nice round shape when you look at it. And that is that fabulous ham, pork, meatball eggs, and our savory funnel cake nests. Appetizer is excellent. I'm getting excellent. Shut up.